What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back with some more NBA plays of the day. We have a pretty okay slate. It's a smaller slate. We have some good games on here. Not going to say it's the best slate, but I got some lines that I really like a lot. So we're going to go over those player props as well as some money lines in today's video. If you're looking forward to that, make sure you guys do drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. And let's get into it, man, because yesterday we swept the board on our free pick. So we went 4-0. Here's some of our slips from yesterday. I gave both of these slips right here for free yesterday in yesterday's video. I mean, $250 on each play, 550 win on one, and 480 win on the other. Some of the others are from our VIP. Catch this Jokic and Pritchard play over on Chalkboard. Had these couple plays for Tennessee in college basketball. Some college basketball props, some NBA props. You guys can pause it and look at them if you want. Not going to dive too deep into it. I did take the Knicks money line as well as the Pistons money line last night. Once again on our no vig boost, the Pistons were the only thing that missed. So it came so close, man. The Pistons were so close to winning that game. It was a tough matchup. We knew the Cavs were going to put up a fight, but I didn't think they would be able to, I did say it was a kind of a coin flip game, but I was hoping Pistons could pull it through. They just couldn't. I am going to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of our VIP. If today's video gets 250 likes, I will select another comment from the comments to win a free month of our premium. So make sure you guys are dropping a like and a comment on the video if you haven't already. And let's go ahead and pick our winner. So the winner from yesterday's video is going to be for B. Washington, who said, Happy Taco Tuesday. Well, Washington, send me a message on Discord. I will get you added for that free month of VIP, my man. Hopefully you had a good Tuesday yesterday. One of my tacos was a reboot, one was a cash, and then I missed on one of them myself. So hopefully we can have a nice day today. If you guys do want to get all the plays are posted in our Discord. To get into our premium Discord, you just pay through WAP. It's only $10 a week or $25 a month. Prices are going to go up, like I said, probably within the next couple of weeks. So if you get locked in now, your price will stay the same. If not, then you're just going to, if you decide you do want to join, have to go through the higher number. But anyway, it's $10 a week, $25 a month. Code NBA gets you 20% off. You're not going to get much cheaper than that. So, or much better value. But that being said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this slate. Let's go ahead and lock in some lines, and let's cash out hopefully in today's video. So today, like I said, we got a 6-game NBA slate. Yeah, 6 games. We're going to go over the player props first, and then we'll go and we'll talk through each one of these games individually. So looking at player props of the day, the first pick that I have is going to be from this Celtics versus Charlotte game. So this game does have a predicted total at 213.5. I like the over on this, and we'll talk about that later. Like I said, we're going to jump into the props, but the first player prop from this game that I'm liking is going to be for Derek White. Now, there's a few players on this team on the Celtics side of things that I do like. We're looking at Jaylen Brown here. We're looking at Derek White, and then I like Kata as well, but I'm looking at Brown and White specifically in this matchup. So Brown's lines are a little bit elevated. If you look at Jaylen Brown, his points line sitting at 27.5. If you want to play it at regular value, you can click this chart and look at it across books. You're looking at around minus 120 across every book for Jaylen Brown for 28 points. And 28 points is just one of those lines that he just hasn't hit super consistently. Now, you got some games where he's shooting 30 buckets per game. If he shoots volume like that in this game, then yeah, he probably drops 28 points. But you also have games where he's shooting 17 to 20 shots per game. And at that number, I just don't like the 30-point line. So ended up fading our man Jaylen Brown and going with Derek White because you can get his points line right now at 14.5. And for 15 points, I'm okay with Derek White. Now, the hit rate on this over his last 20 games isn't the most spectacular thing. You're looking at a 50-50 chance right here over his last 20. You're looking at a 68% chance over his last over the season long. So he's been fairly consistent on the season. The one thing I like about this is the matchup versus Charlotte. Charlotte seems to be a team that he can get at least 15 points against. All of these are from the last season. He had 15 field goal attempts per game on this. And you got to remember Tatum was playing here as well. But I do like the odds here for our man Derek White to give us 15 points. This play on parlay play is going to be a boosted line. If you look at it across most books, and I'm going to go ahead and select all of them here, most books have this around minus 180, minus 200. So the juice is going to be, it's pretty juiced to run it by itself. You have to pretty much run it in a 2-pick parlay or something like that. But if you get it on parlay play, it is boosted right now for a 1.5x, which is pretty good value here. So I am going to lock this in on parlay play myself. Now, if you guys do want to try out parlay play, code Fantasy Aces will get you a deposit match up to $100, and they'll give you $5 for free. Plus, you get free VIP for any partnered app you sign up for. All the partnered apps are linked in the description. You can get up to 8 months for free, so just let me know if you sign up for any of those. All you got to do is DM Ryan Fantasy Aces on Discord, and I'll get you guys added for that. But Derek White is going to be one of my first picks of the day. I do think he gives us 15 points, and I do think this could be slightly sweaty, but he's been balling out a lot of these games. You're looking at 14.4 field goal attempts over his last 10. Then the matchup versus Charlotte, to the point guard position, they give up 20th in the league at 22 points per game. Now, usually when I'm looking at stats like this, I look at a point guard and shooting guard position, and I kind of average them out. So you're looking at a very tough matchup for the shooting guard, a good matchup for point guard. It's 24 divided by 2, which is 12th in the league. So you're looking at pretty strong defense overall to the guard position. But like I said, I think this game goes over on the total. I think it's going to be a little bit more fast-paced than predicted, and I do like this matchup for our man Derek White, so I'm locking him in. That is going to be pick number 1. Now, the next pick I have is going to be from the Charlotte side of things. I should have went ahead and just left this tab open, but right here we have LaMelo, Khan, Miller, Bridges, and Diabate. Now, there's not a player on this starting 5 that I think is a bad bet, and I say that because they have a lot of mouths to feed. Any of these players can pop off. Khan can drop 20 points at any time. LaMelo can drop 20 to 30 points. Miller can drop 30 field goal attempts any time. Bridges is sporadic, and then Diabate is the same. Now, I was looking across these. In terms of points, there wasn't a whole lot of value that I really liked. This Celtics defense has been pretty good as of lately. Look at some of these teams that they played against. Putting up 81 points, the Bucks, 98 points from Philly. They're holding a lot of these teams to under 100 points. So this game could be tough defensively. Like I said, I am leading the total on the over on the total on this, so I'm not expecting it to be some crazy defensive game, but it could get that way. It really can. And I do like some of the RA props on here as well. So I like LaMelo's rebounds and assists at 10.5, but I really like Diabate's rebounds and assists at 10.5. This is a line you can't get on every book. If you look at Diabate at 10.5, the odds of this, if you straight bet it, you're looking at man, it's minus 180 on Underdog. It was minus 140 on Hard Rock before it got removed. Bovada has it at minus 150. So you're looking at it's not super juiced, a little bit too juiced to want to run on a straight bet. But you can get this on Prize Picks right now. If you play this on Prize Picks, it is going to be a goblin play, which you can get. So Diabate, real quick, I'll pull this up. Whoa. Definitely doesn't have a space in there, I don't think, or a slash. Diabate, rebounds and assists, 10.5. You can get it on here. And as of earlier, you could not get this on Parlay Play. I will try one more time just to confirm that. But Diabate really quick. Yeah, there's no rebounds and assists on here. So we're not going to be able to lock those in together. But I do like both these plays. So Diabate's rebounds and assists, he's cashed 7 of his last 10 games. He's averaging 12.5 over his last 10. And you can see a lot of these games, man, 16 and 17. Very high ceiling on this. He can cash this line with just boards alone. Some games he's getting 5 and 6 assists. So he's definitely an assisting big man. He can definitely get those assists. Looking at his minutes, he played 22 minutes his last game. I'm expecting hopefully 22 minutes today. Obviously, a lot of these players are coming off of injuries, which is why this line is so low. You can look at it over his last 10. He's averaging around 30 minutes. The game before yesterday, he played on 228, and he ended up getting 33 minutes. So he does have some pretty big minutes here. Head-to-head versus Boston, you're looking at his minutes. You're looking at 15, 14, and 24. And in the 3 games he got that amount of minutes, he didn't cash his line in any of those games. On the season, he cashes at 52%, averaging 25 minutes per game. He's been playing pretty good, man. I gotta give a chance with him tonight. They are on a back-to-back. This can be slightly sweaty, but I am going to take a chance on him here for man Diabate at 10.5 rebounds and assists because they're going to need him. They're going to need his size today if they want to win. Charlotte does have a chance to beat Boston. They're plus 200 underdogs right now. It's not a bad line to lock in the Hornets. Like I said, they are on a back-to-back. Makes it a little bit tough playing in Boston. This is going to be a tough game for the Hornets. We're going to see how good of a team they really are tonight. And I do think Diabate can be one of those guys to step it up for us. If you look at the center position, rebounds and assists for the Celtics are not a position they give up a lot of stats to. 11th in rebounds, 2nd in assists. But I do expect Diabate to have a good game. So I'm going to trust my gut on this one. I'm going to run him at 10.5. If you want to fade it, I don't blame you. I do like LaMelo 10.5 rebounds and assists as well. So we can click LaMelo. Pull this line up at rebounds and assists if you prefer to take this one. I may end up running both. It's minus 119, so if you look at this one, you can get it pretty much anywhere, minus 120, even odds. LaMelo has always been an RA guy. Like, usually his line across the season is like 14.5. Now, this year, he's kind of changed his game a little bit, and the Celtics team is this Hornets team, is playing better ball. So, LaMelo is not quite as involved as he usually is, but this line is still something I like for him. He averages 11 over his last 20 games. He averages 12 over the season. Head-to-head versus the Celtics, he doesn't have very good head-to-head data. But overall, I mean, LaMelo is usually going to be good for 11 rebounds and assists. So you can lock that one in if you prefer it over Diabate. Diabate's minutes are the only thing that worry me. But regardless, I like both those plays. Lock the one in that you want to play. Next play on the slate I like is going to be from this Jazz-Sixers team. So if you guys are following the channel, you know a couple of days ago I took our man Kyle Filipowski for points and rebounds. And I think who I paired him with was a Reboot. So it ended up not being a cash for us. But I like Kyle Filipowski again tonight versus this Philly team. Now, Philly potentially missing a lot of players. As of right now, Embiid is out. This could change at any point in time. VJ Edgecombe is questionable. Kelly Oubre is questionable. And then Johnny Broome is out as well as Paul George on suspension. Looking at the Jazz, we know this Jazz team is tanking. They've lost pretty much every single game since coming back from the break. They're going to continue tanking most likely. This is probably going to be a Philly win, but they're giving our man Kyle Filipowski some big minutes because there's not many players to step it up. And Filipowski's got some talent. If you look at his minutes for his last few games, he's getting around 29-ish minutes a game. Some of these games, depending on how he's playing, obviously it will go down. But he had 27 points and rebounds versus the Nuggets in his last game. That's a tough matchup. Now, this matchup he has versus Drummond. Drummond can be a rebound magnet some games, but Filipowski's size is going to be needed. Head-to-head versus this team, he had 32 points and rebounds his last game playing against Philly. That was from last year, back on March 9th, 2025. He played 30 minutes, and this is a great matchup for him. Looking at the defense to the center position for Philly, they don't give up many stats to the center position. You can look at some of these other positions. There's some good matchups to the guard position. Obviously, Keontae George could be one of those guys that could pop off tonight. But I do like this matchup for Kyle Filipowski as well. I like him at 22.5 points and rebounds or at 20.5 if you decide you want to play a slip. For example, you can take Diabate with Kyle Filipowski, and you can play these together, and you can play his points and rebounds at 20.5. If I can find points and rebounds, I'm sure I'm overlooking it somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So 20.5, and this gives you a 2.3x. If I put one unit on this, 250 is going to win us 575. My unit size is 250. So I'll probably end up playing this slip right here on Prize Picks, which I haven't locked in just yet. So this was probably going to get locked in. If not, I'll end up straight betting Filipowski at like 22.5 or something like that. But I don't think you can get him here. Let's see. I may end up playing him with Derek White as well. Let's see here. Points and rebounds, you can get 21.5 right now for a regular line on parlay play. So, yeah, 21.5. Can you get 20.5? No. You can get 19.5. 19.5 is still a double up. There's not really much reason to run the 20.5. If I'm not gonna play the regular line, I might as well just go ahead and lock in this with Derek White. So let's do it this way. We're gonna lock in Derek White with Filipowski for 20 points and rebounds. We're gonna put a unit on this. I'm gonna lock it in live so you guys do know it is legit. Continue, and I guess I need to buy a new computer or something, man. My computer is so slow. I've had this thing for like 6 years, and it's time to upgrade. So we're going to refresh here. You guys can't see Derek White, Kyle Filipowski, 250 to win 512 is going to be the first slip that I'll lock in. Now, Diabate, you can run with whatever you want if you want to play him. I am going to be taking this next line as a straight bet, so bear with me here on this next one. So the last player prop that I have is going to be from the OKC Knicks game. Now, this is going to be for our man Jalen Brunson. Now, let's talk about this Knicks team. This Knicks team just beat the Raptors last night in a very hard-fought game, traveling from Toronto back now to New York. They are playing against OKC, one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league right now, which have been dealing with injuries. But tonight, you got Brandon Carlson questionable. SGA is probable, so he's probably going to play. Hartenstein's most likely playing. AJ Mitchell doubtful. Sorber out, and then Jalen Williams is still out. But as of right now, man, this OKC team is the team that I'm leaning towards to win this game versus the Knicks. Now, right now, they have Brunson at plus 111 on Novig. If you look at the value on Novig versus every other platform, you got minus 128 on Sleeper, for example. Brunson at 24.5 points is not a line he does not like, that he can't cash. Plus 110 is great value on Novig. I locked it in at plus 111 because the value was there, and I'm going to show you this. So I'm going to come over here to portfolio, and right here you can see I have Jalen Brunson over 24.5 points. It's plus 111. I just put $150 on it. I didn't play a full unit. I don't keep a huge bankroll in Novig right now. I'm trying to build it up, but I only put 150 on this. Now, it's 150 to win 315. Brunson for 24.5 is a line that I always like. He had 26 last night versus the Raptors. He put up 22 field goal attempts, Now, I know his last 10 games, lately Brunson hasn't been the scorer he was at the beginning of the season or the first half. Last 20 games, you can see he's cashed this 45% of games. On the season, he's cashed it 66% of games. Look at this first half of the season. Our man Brunson was just a ball magnet. Like, he was always going to shoot. I was watching Brunson. Every time I'd watch him play, man, I'm like, dang, Brunson can shoot. And I don't think that he can't score this against OKC. Now, OKC is a tough defense. I'm not going to lie. Brunson's head-to-head data versus OKC, he's cashed it one, missed it the other. Both of these are from last season. So you got 27 points in one game, 22 in the other. You're looking at 23 and 15 field goal attempts. If we get a 15 field goal attempts Brunson, he's not going to go over. Let's talk about it. If we get a 20-plus field goal attempts Brunson, then he's probably going to go over. And I think this is a game where Brunson could put up 20-plus field goal attempts. So I'm looking at around 19 to 20 is the number that I'm hoping for. If he gets more than that, great. If he gets less than that, it is what it is. I'm playing it at plus money for a reason, man. This line's going to be sweaty. Brunson's got to have a good game to cash us. I'm hoping that the Knicks can step it up tonight and play good basketball versus this partially injured OKC team. So I'm going to take a chance on Jalen Brunson if you want to take a chance on him. If you don't want to take a chance on him, you want to play him a little bit safer, you can play Brunson for points. I wouldn't mind taking Brunson for like 20. Put him at 20 points. You still have right at a double up on this one, and this may be what I end up running on Prize Picks, actually. So you take Brunson for 20 points and then Diabate for 10.5 rebounds and assists. You can have right at a double up. If you want to play him a little bit higher than that, you can put it at like 22.5, and it's going to be a 2.2x. So you can play around with the line and do what you want to do with it. You guys already see I locked it in at 24.5. And this is locked in on Novig if you guys do want to tail it for plus money with very, very good odds on Novig. Way better than any other platform. So Kalshi has it at minus 104, and Kalshi is usually one of the better platforms to use for odds. So give me Jalen Brunson on this one. Let's jump into some money lines, guys. So those are the player props that I like. Let's jump into some straight bets. So first game on the slate we have is going to be OKC versus the Knicks. Now, I've already told you guys, I kind of lean OKC to win this game. Right now, OKC are minus 163 favorites, making the Knicks plus 162 underdogs at home. It's a 4.5 spread, a 221.5 total, and it's around a 50-50 split in terms of money line. 58% of the money on OKC covering the spread, so there is more money on OKC, but it's not by a large margin. Now, let's talk about this OKC team because they have been dominant, man. This team has been dealing with so many injuries, and even with the injuries, the bench players have been just dominating. So it's hard to count this OKC team out. 76% win rate on the season, 74% win rate on the road. They've been beating everybody on the road as well. The Knicks have a 65% win rate on the season with a 74% win rate at home, so the Knicks are definitely a better home team. Head-to-head data, it's a 100% win rate for the Thunder over 2 games is all we have to look for here. So not much data to go off of. But we are looking at the Knicks on a back-to-back team with a Thunder on a back-to-back as well. They just played against Chicago, but SGA didn't play last night, and I don't think Hartenstein did either. Yeah, Hartenstein's sat as well. So they have 2 fresh players. This game could go either way. I'm not going to say that the Knicks can't win this game at home because the Knicks at home are a very good team. So the Knicks can definitely win this. If you want to take the Knicks for plus money, you can. OKC's who I'm leaning with, though. I think they're going to come out here and get a win. This is not a team that I'm willing to straight bet at minus 160. I think the odds are too juiced. If I had to play a line here, I'd have to play the Knicks money line over OKC. And I'm going to have people say, well, if you think OKC's going to win, why would you even bet the Knicks? You have to play value sometimes too, guys. For example, Brunson, 24.5 points is a lot of points. It's going to be a tough matchup. It's a line that he can score. It's not a line that he's going to cash every single game. It's not, lately it's been a struggle. But at plus 111, man, Brunson at that line is usually minus 120. At the start of the season, it was like minus 200. So you got to play the odds sometimes, even going against your gut. Sometimes if it's a 50-50 game and one payout's going to be like 50% better, then why would you not play the line that's going to give you better value? Because this OKC Knicks game is pretty coin flip, man. OKC 48-15 on the season, best team in the league. Most considered. I'm not going to say they are the best team in the league, but definitely one of the best teams in the league and arguably the best team in the league. That's all I'm going to say. So counting them out is tough, but the Knicks are one of the best teams in the league as well. So you can't count them out either at plus 162 at home, especially when both teams are on a back-to-back. So that's all I'm saying. I'll probably not have a dog in this fight if we're going to be honest. If I did, it'd be either a Knicks spread or probably at these odds, I'd have to run the Knicks money line. But if I had to pick a winner without betting on it, give me OKC. Next game on this slate is going to be the Hornets versus the Celtics. Boston is minus 223 favorites at home to 6.5 spread, 213.5 total, which I told you guys I like the over on this total, and we'll look at that here in just a moment. But Celtics, 58% of the money is going to be on their money line, with 86% on them covering a 6.5 spread. I'm not on that side of the ball. I'm not going to lie. I think Charlotte has a chance to upset Boston tonight. Charlotte is on a back-to-back. They played against Dallas last night, beat Dallas at home. They are now traveling to Boston. Celtics played 2 days ago. They played against the Bucks, beat the Bucks by 27 points. Kobe White's probable tonight. Boston missing Tatum. That's the only injury we have from either side. So 2 fully healthy teams. We have a Hornets team that is finally 500 on the season. Like, this team has just turned it around completely. Looking at them on the road, they are on a 9-game win streak on the road. So this team has been dominant playing against teams on the road. I'm not saying a lot of these teams are good. They beat the Nuggets. That's a good team. They beat Orlando. That's a good team. They beat the Rockets, an incredibly good team. The other teams are pretty mid. Atlanta's a decent team. Washington's tanking. Chicago's been struggling. Indiana's tanking. There's a lot of tanking teams here, but a lot of teams that they've impressed me with as well. So I'm okay with taking Charlotte money line at plus 223. Obviously, the Celtics are minus 200 favorites for a reason. They are definitely favored to win this game, and it's going to be a tough match for Charlotte. Now, that is one reason I ended up going with the total on this game. I like the total at 213.5, and you can get this line at 212 on Novig. So if you come over here to Pro Basketball, we can look at this line at Novig. It is 211.5 actually for even odds. 211.5 minus 111 right here. I'm probably going to straight bet this as well. Might as well go ahead and lock that in. We'll see, but I'm probably going to straight bet that. But I like that line, man. 211.5, great value. I don't know why I clicked Prize Picks, but let me close these out. Great value right here at 211.5. So let's take a look. 211.5, we can get it. 77% of the Hornets games on the season have been over. So majority of their games are going over. 69% of the Celtics games have been over. So both these teams soaring over this line most games on the season. Head to head, they have a 75% hit rate on the over. Now, if you look at that, you're going to be like, dang, then the over is definitely what you want to go for. Now, there are some risks to this. Take a look at these two teams lately. Boston has a very strong defense. 40% of games over their last 10 have been over. Not many teams have been able to put up very good points. Charlotte's been a team that has a decent defense as well. So this game could turn into a defensive game, and both teams low scoring. But a 211.5 total on these two teams playing each other with the way they played all season, it's hard for me to go under on this game. So I'm going to be running the over at 211.5. Majority of the money is going to be on the over as well. At 211.5, you're getting good value here, and that's going to be one of the plays that I lock in. So I'm going to go ahead and put 150 on this one. We'll lock it in too. Lock it in live. Place order. And then that's what I'm going to lock. So I do like that game a lot for player props and for the money line. So those are pretty much the two best games on the slate. Next game is going to be Jazz versus Sixers. This isn't the game that I really want to bet on in terms of money line. I don't see the Jazz winning. They're tanking. Philly's minus 400 favorites. You can't bet on it. 9.5 spread. Not really anything I'm looking at. 239.5 total. This game's pretty much just going to be a fade for me. There's no value that I personally see on this game. The game after that's going to be the Blazers versus the Grizzlies. Grizzlies plus 285 at home. 7.5 spread. Denny Avdia is questionable. That's really what you got to look for here. If Avdia plays, then Portland probably whoops up on Memphis. They probably do anyway. This Memphis team is missing a lot. They're on a back-to-back. I just don't see the Grizzlies winning. So not really much that I'm looking for here as well, and I'm not looking at the total or the spread at 7.5 and at 237.5 either. Next game, we actually have a good one here. It's going to be the last game I really talk about in depth. It's going to be the Hawks versus the Bucks. Now, this game's tough. It's tough to call. Milwaukee's minus 113 at home, a 1.5 spread, a 232.5 total. Obviously, the Hawks play at a fast pace. The Bucks are kind of the opposite. They're not a super fast-paced team. Right now, 66% of the money going to be on Bucks money line. 65% is going to be on Bucks covering the 1.5 spread. 93% of the money on the over on this total. So everybody's on the over. Looking at these two teams as of lately, the Hawks are on a 4-game win streak. They have won 5 out of 6 games since coming back from the All-Star break. But you have to look at the teams. Nets are tanking. Washington's tanking. Portland's been dealing with injuries, but they did have a blowout win versus Portland, so that's still an impressive win. Lost to Miami, got blown out by Miami, so that is a tough loss right there. But overall, man, they've looked good since coming back. Bucks, complete opposite, man. They were looking dominant. And then the last 3 games they've lost. They lost to the Bulls, they lost to the Celtics, and they lost to the Knicks. Now, the Knicks and the Celtics are 2 strong teams. Those you can't really fault them for those losses. But Chicago has not been a strong team, man. So getting blown out by Chicago is ugly. Right now, the Hawks are fully healthy. They got C.J. McCollum starting, Dyson Daniels, Alexander, Jalen Johnson, and then Okongwu. We have Milwaukee, who is pretty much fully healthy. They're just missing Taurean Prince. So you got Giannis starting tonight. Giannis played, 25 minutes last night? Let me confirm that. So he had 25 and a half minutes on the last game, which was 2 days ago. So he should have, I said last night. I didn't mean to say last night. But Giannis should be getting decent minutes tonight. This game could go either way. Based off the way these teams are performing, you lean the Hawks. But based off of the teams themselves, I kind of lean the Bucks, man. I feel like Giannis and France can get a win here tonight at home. Head-to-head data versus these 2 teams, the 50-50 split, like they win half the time. This season they have 1 game. The Bucks beat them by 2 points. So I'm going to run with the Bucks on this as of right now. I may end up swapping to the Hawks. I'm going to play this one by ear. I'm going to keep an eye out on this game and keep an eye out with where the money comes in at. But as of right now, I'm going to lean Bucks. But it's a very unconfident Bucks pick, and you're not going to see me really put any money on that one. Last game on the slate is going to be Pacers-Clippers. Nothing I'm looking for here. I'm just going to fade this game. It's a minus 567 favorites for the Clippers. So let's go ahead and lock in our no-vig boost of the day. You guys saw the 2 plays I've already locked in. Let's go ahead and come up here to the top. We're going to lock this basketball parlay boost, and I'm going to show you what I'm playing. So I'm actually going to do the same thing I did earlier, and I'm just going to run this straight bet with Brunson. I may run it with just Brunson points, and this gives us right out of 300. So we can get this right here. Dang, +2. This was literally plus 300 earlier. All right, well, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So we just completely just ruined my morning, man, because I thought that I was about to play those together. So we're looking at Hornets spread or total right now at 211.5. We could lock in if we did. Hawks money line puts it at plus 244. Bucks is plus 241, so they have it right at even odds. If we did the Knicks, that puts us there. If we trust the Knicks to win this game, I don't know that I do. I am leaning OKC. OKC with the Bucks puts us at plus 400, so very good value there if we decide to go with that. Can we get? All right, let's lock OKC money line and then see if we can get like a Bucks spread or something, because this game's coin flip. I didn't want to use this game for our boost, but let's see. Bucks plus 2.5 puts us at plus 344. Hawks plus 3.5 puts us at plus 322. Honestly, I think this game's competitive, man. I might run with the Hawks plus 3.5. I think that line is not that bad just for our boost. I'm not going to straight bet it or anything. That's the best value we can get on that one. Or we could run like Sixers in Portland. See what that does. Plus 312. Realistically, man, I don't see Portland losing, and I don't see the Sixers losing these games. They definitely could get upset, but this puts us at plus 312. Do you trust that more than... Do we trust Philly and Portland money line more than Atlanta plus 3.5? And like I said, the Bucks. I mean, game could get ugly. A 3.5 point spread isn't a lot of points. It's 2 buckets, man. 2 buckets. So I think I'm going to run with this. I don't like doing almost a pick from every game. This is a 4-pick parlay. I hate running 4 legs, man. It makes it so much riskier. But I'm going to take a chance on it with you guys. Let's lock it in. $25 to win, 128. We're taking Philly money line, Portland money line, the over 211.5 total on the Charlotte game, and then OKC money line. OKC is honestly probably my least favorite of the ones, to be honest with you, because that one's kind of sweaty. But anyways, let's lock it in. That's what I got. That's going to be our no vig boost if you guys want to lock it in. So that's what I got for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys are subscribed. I really would appreciate that. Join the Discord if you're not in there. The Discord's free to join. You don't get all the VIP picks for joining the Discord, but there are free picks. There is a community there. You can ask any questions in chat, and I will try to answer them for you. We'd love to have you guys a part of the community. But hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys cash out on every single slip, and I'll see y'all in the next video.